Hey everyone, it's Kelsey over at Boston After School and Beyond, and in this video I'm going to show you the 3 different ways that you can track attendance and the situations they might be best for. So as you know, attendance can be accessed via the Program List tab next to your Site Info tab. Clicking into the relevant program name and then clicking on the Attendance tab in the upper right brings you to our first option for tracking attendance. So you are met with this list of dates. Clicking into the relevant date will bring you to this bubble sheet. This is the most typical way that you're going to be entering attendance. Students are organized alphabetically by last name, so this is really helpful if you organize your students in the same way to just kind of go down the list and mark them absent or present. Another really awesome trick on this page, however, is actually to mark everyone present first. And then all you have to do is focus on the names of the students who are absent. So you know Charlie Barnett is absent or Monty Horn is absent, and now you've only had to click 2 bubbles instead of 15 bubbles. We've only really had to focus on those 2. So that's a really neat trick in this page. Another really interesting way of making sure you're catching everyone is entering by name. So let's say you have a list of like 200 students. You have a huge session and you mark everyone present and you don't want to have to scroll through and find the relevant students. So you can enter by name. You can search by the first and last name of a specific student. You can view all the students by initials. Now I will say that if you do it this way, it's going to show you students who are both enrolled in the program and who are not enrolled. So you'll have a little bubble sheet next to the participant name, and then you'll see whether or not they're enrolled in the program. So this might not be super helpful unless everybody is enrolled in, everybody who's housed in the database is enrolled in this program. So you know that when you go to A and you go down the list, you're only marking absent or present students who are currently enrolled. So this option might be best though for if you're using the search option. So this is the first way of tracking attendance. This is the way you'll probably most likely use. For organizations, though, that might have multiple cohorts of students, operating on the same day. So say you have your grades 2 and 3 separated from grades 4 and 5, but they're attending on the same day in the same place. There's another really awesome way to track attendance. If you go up into View by Date, which is in the upper right of your program list, going into here, you will see a list of all of the dates that you have scheduled programming on. So this might include last year's and this year's, but you'll have all of the specific dates listed here. So that when you click into 9/21, you will see every student who is enrolled on that day, whether it's in tutorial session 1 or it's in, grades 2 and 3, session 1, grades 4, session 1. You will have every single activity that is operating on that day listed here. And you'll also have the option of doing all present or all absent, and then marking them down that way. Now, so this is really helpful if you have multiple cohorts attending on same days, so that you don't have to go into one session or one program name, mark that attendance sheet, and then go into another program name and mark that attendance sheet. You can do them all at once. Now, if you have, for example, a list of participants that might be organized not alphabetically. Another interesting way of updating attendance is actually through the participant records themselves. So let's go into Edwin's record. And he'll have an enrollment tab on top of his student record. It's the middle tab there. And this will list all of the programs he's ever been enrolled in, and there will be a little A right next to it. Clicking on that little A, you will find all of the dates that he was supposed to attend on that day. And you can go in, mark them present or absent as he attended. Unfortunately, this bubble sheet doesn't have the all present or all absent options. But I have heard of programs using this if, they're at the end of the session, they haven't tracked attendance for an entire quarter, and their attendance isn't really organized in a similar way to how YouthServices organizes the attendance. What they'll do is they'll just go through student by student and update the attendance, and that seems to work faster for them. This was especially true for someone who had a lot of participants and was updating a lot of attendance. They would just go through and do each student separately. So yeah, I think these are the three ways of tracking attendance, and whichever one works best for you, depending on your situation, you have access to it. Yeah, so if you have any questions or want to learn more about this, feel free to email the help desk at yshelp@bostonbeyond.org. Thanks.